Hey guys, Angry Old Man back again. Sorry about that little break, but things got pretty wacky at work, and I basically all but moved in for like 4 days this week. I worked from the opening to closing every day pretty much, and it was zany. I'll tell you that it was zany. It is, of course, the start of the plant season, and we are shorthanded a little bit because of one of my coworkers work a cattle operation, and it is also the season to go sell cattle. So, yeah. Um, I was basically filling in and doing their job and mine, like sort of simultaneously. So it was pretty hectic, and I was really ragged out. I was really tired, and I thought it best um, to just avoid going on record on video during that time. When I get wore down, I get kind of I get more emotional, and nobody wants to see me rant and rave against the machine, and um, minor things might, will flare me up when I'm in that position. I was very tired, and one of the things that I decided to do was I knew staying focused on my program was going to be hard and very unproductive. I was sort of limited to running on the dirt road, and it was going to be less than ideal for what I'm working on. So I figured for those 4 days, I was just going to have to just do something. So almost every day, I basically just ran a strong effort 5K, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Actually, not a little bit less. I think every day was over a 5K. Anyway, I did a strong effort 5K. On basically tired legs. My step counter for the day, each one of those days, was at least a half marathon worth of walking. Many of those steps at work were done carrying heavy loads, so I was really feeling it. When I got off work on Friday, I was really just I was just flattened. I really just could. I was not functional. It was also the Disability Action Center's annual fundraiser where they sold sub sandwiches, and being one of the uh, client families for the DAC, we were obliged to purchase several sandwiches. So we ate a lot of sub sandwiches. Where my the work I do is also a grocer and a wholesaler of produce. So much of the stuff that came for making these subs came from our shop. So also there we purchased several sandwiches. So I was pretty much submarine sandwiched to death, and I did like them. They were very tasty. Keep that on your calendar for next year if you want to do an easy meal one evening or 2 evenings. Typically, the Disability Action Center will have those sandwiches available. I think they do it twice a year. I'm not 100% sure. It's not really my bailiwick, but in any case, my mileage is a little down this week, as you can imagine. I got to open up on Monday with a good, strong um, total of about a half marathon, about 13.1 miles. But the rest of the days was between 3 and 5 miles, or 3 and 5 miles, somewhere in there, where I just went out there and tried to do a strong effort to sort of maintain things um, without injuring myself or without getting myself really angry and frustrated. Which, despite the name of my channel here, it's not always great to really just ride on rage when you're already ground down to a nub like an old number 2 pencil. Um, Today, I went to the bridge and I got some much needed miles in. I had originally intended to run from our house to the bridge, which is about a half marathon, but I pretty much talked out of that. I'm still going to do that one day, just mark my words. But in any case, we got there and opened up with with a little warm up, and then we went to a 8x400 repeats with my running training buddy. We beat that up pretty hard. My training buddy and I have a philosophical disagreement over static or moving recoveries between sets. I very much prefer the moving recovery. I'm old and broken down in many places, and when you let the machine rest for too long, yeah, things start to seize up a little bit, and then you got to break them free again. So a slow, easy moving recovery is better for me. So what we did is a sort of a compromise. Last week was a static recovery. This week we did moving recovery. And things worked out pretty well. I got some pretty impressive repeats in, considering that this is a fairly difficult course with a lot of hills. Basically, you might as well say whatever you run on this, subtract about a minute from your pace, your mile pace, because that's the difference between running it and like on a track. If you're running this course like a full lap, and you're running say a 7:30, you're probably running closer to 6:30s on like flat roads, flat tracks, or much smaller grades. It is a dynamic course, so just keep that in mind at the Bridgeport outdoor track. Anyway, I moved into the bridge. There was a lot going on. Again, this is Saturday, so a lot was going on. And Emily and I had a narrow miss with some traffic. So after we finished our last set, we were like, we're just going to go inside. And I ran one more little lap to cool down, and then we went inside, and I did some progressive treadmill work where I would run for 10 minutes, have a short recovery, and then the next set would increase incline and speed, and I did that for an hour, slowly increasing and building up there to ultimately a full incline, and just pretty moving as fast as I could. That kind of took the wind out of my sails. But I should be back to normal next week, and then the week after that will be the lead up right into the rim to rim, which is the ultimate goal of this training program, and I'll see where I ended up at the end of the day. Next week will be a fairly stout week for me. I will be doing a lot of LTH work, trying to get the last little bit of adaptation in before the final week, when it's not really a taper, it's more of a short recovery phase to get rid of the fatigue that I would have built up through the next few weeks. Right now, my fatigue numbers are not horrible, thanks to this week having a bit of a stunted schedule, but they will quickly invert. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do tomorrow. If I were to try to stick with my plan, I would have to do a 16-mile run tomorrow. I don't know if that's going to happen. I highly doubt that. I will probably do something, but it will not probably be 16 miles worth. If I end up doing a 16-mile run tomorrow, it will be at a pace that is essentially unproductive. Anyway, this is the weekend for the Pittsburgh Marathon and several other races, half marathon. Great work to the guys out there that are doing that. I'm seeing some pretty impressive times come in from the 5K. Awesome work. Brian Ryder, Richard Everly, Zane, Tom, all you guys from the Bridgeport crew. Really impressive times. Really just a great job out there. Can't wait to see the half and the full marathon. A couple guys out there are going to be doing their first marathon ever, and I just really am excited to see that. Also, in the ultra world, Mark Sutek took third overall place at Cooper's Rock for the 50K, and Justin Ware did a great performance at U-Rock. He went out there and stomped a 50K. I believe he PR'd, which is pretty impressive considering that is, I think it's just shy of 4,000 feet of elevation through this course. When guys like him are turning in, double-digit mile paces, it is a challenging course. So good job for him. And, great work, everybody. If I didn't mention somebody out there, the Canaan Valley had their big to-do this weekend. Great job to everybody who ran there. There was just a lot going on. Again, Emily and I and the family in general have stunted our race schedule for a variety of reasons. One, periodization. Another, it's just work schedules, school schedules. They're just not conducive to hitting the race circuit right now. There's also, the last couple years have not been real easy fiscally on anyone, and sometimes you just got to come up for air, and this is the easiest place to grab a breath if you kind of know what I mean, and that's what we're going to do. So anyway, guys, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I love the support you guys give me, even when I'm a little down on my game, but I hope you guys stay in touch. Again, great work, everybody, and as I always say, run angry, my friends.